Welcome to Bourbon Tasteoff, playoff brackets of the best whiskeys. Join us in our season-long quest to find our tastiest bourbon. And here are the playoff brackets of the best whiskeys. They include the first quarter. The first 3 months are done in the books. Here is the list of what is advanced. We are currently recording the second quarter. Please listen into the episodes and follow along and join us in this journey. Hello, welcome to Bourbon Tasteoffs. This is episode number 29, and in today's episode, we'll be tasting some double oak options. So we are your hosts.
Very nice.
Yeah, right? I'm Todd. We've got Adam and Joe. And in previous episode, we saw that we show you what we're actually drinking in each glass, so we'll show that right now. So in this episode, in glass 1, we've got the double oak rye whiskey. And in glass 2, we've got the Old Forester 1910 Old Fine Whiskey. And in glass 3, we've got the Jefferson Reserve Twin Oak Custom Barrel. And in glass 4, we've got the Woodford Reserve Double Oak at 90 proof.
Yep.
So we're back, and we're going to find out what is going to go against glass 1. I'll pick one. Let's figure this thing out, if I can find
The
one.
claw.
4.
1 verse 4. Okay. I have a feeling might be some difficult decisions on this one.
I think so too.
I'm excited about this.
I am. I really enjoy double oaked. Anytime you can get more oak, the better. I mean, there does come a point where it's like, okay, enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bumps.
Already the nose is nice and soft and pleasant.
It's soft and sweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know why I like these.
That's just off the nose. Previous episode, we saw there's 10,000 receptors that are taking it all in.
Yes.
I think I saw smoke coming out of your ears and nose.
Right? Maybe it's my headphones burning up.
I'm getting a little floral off the nose.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you walk into this flower apartment in Steins.
Yes.
You get like the garden center.
Yep.
It just smells good.
Yeah. It's like walking through a field of flowers.
Yes. Right after the dew. Like at the end of Gladiator when he's like going through the wheat field.
Yeah.
You know?
Such an awesome movie.
Oh, it's so good.
All right.
Have you seen a recent picture of him, though?
Yeah, he's huge.
I think he's doing that for a role.
No,
Probably, hopefully.
No, no.
Like a Sylvester Stallone role,
Yes,
like the
yes,
cop.
yes.
He had to gain a bunch of weight.
Fat Rocky. Coming to a theater near you, Fat Rocky.
Rocky 37.
Yeah. He fights Butterbean.
He makes Butterbean look small.
Yeah.
Fat Rocky.
It's got like a maple syrup color on it, which is kind of cool. Not like, yeah, like maple syrupy.
That's a heck of a lot of wood. Wow.
It's punchy, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super good.
That is... I'm trying to recall if I've ever had something that tastes this much char.
This has got a hang. Not a hang.
But it's-
hug. It's got a long Kentucky hug. It's still in there.
So I would say it's similar to oak char flavor as the Texas whiskeys, but it's a lot smoother.
Yeah. I'm getting bread, like a dough, like a dough type of taste to it.
I'm gonna have a problem picking because I'm probably gonna drink each one of these before I move to the next one.
And that, I did look, and there's enough in each bottle where if we do run short, we can get into it. Of course, that's until we finally make a decision.
I know. Like 3 hours later.
Another fill up.
Yeah.
No kidding, 3 hours. Oh, geez.
Todd would love to edit that. Yeah.
That's got a long finish.
Yep. I'm getting a little bit of cherry too. If you really get to like the back of your tongue.
I do agree with that. I have a feeling every time you come back to it, you can get like a little bit of different nuance to
Which
it too.
is very awesome.
Yeah.
Right? That makes a
Yep.
nice complex whiskey. Something that
Very
you can come
complex.
back to on a regular basis.
Wow.
I'm smelling a lot
Super
of
good.
sugary sweetness in this.
Yeah,
thing.
you're
Yep.
Big time.
you're definitely
The
getting those
second time I came up to
caramels.
smell it, I was like, wow.
Yeah, you're getting those caramels, those
Big time.
vanillas.
All of it.
I bet if
All of
you
it.
take a drink of water right now and go back to it, it's going to open it up too. It's
Yeah.
almost like adding an ice cube where it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I gotta try another one. Oh darn! Oh darn!
Shucks, I thought we were done with
What a
this
horrible
Oh my!
dilemma.
This one, then I'm getting some fun stuff. I want everyone else to smell it before I make any comments. Don't want to insert my opinion in your brain.
Oh, second time around, a lot of caramely flavor.
Yep.
Big time.
Yep.
Big time.
Are you getting anything fun in the nose on floor?
Trying to pick it. I mean, not my nose, but I'm trying to pick out the nose.
Thank you. Oh, right over your whiskey. I mean, it's glad it's yours.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I don't want to give.
It's
away.
not as floral.
No. I'm not getting minty anything.
Oh.
But the thing I'm getting is very. Once I say it, I think you'll be like, yes, 100%. But I'm waiting for him to smell it first.
I haven't tasted it yet.
Just smell
Just
it.
smell, yeah. I'm super curious what you're going to say.
I'm gonna say
If I had to reach, I'd say like a yeast or something.
maple syrup on pancakes. Not
Oh, really?
just maple syrup, but like maple syrup on pancakes.
We're getting the...
The little bit of bready,
Yeah.
the little bit of sweet maple from. That's what I'm pulling right off the top on that one.
I'm thinking it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm not getting that on the nose for some reason.
I'm a little bit. A little bit.
Oh, here, try one of these really quick. A little bit of that in there first.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure,
This
I'll
is a
taste
real
maple.
Sweet one.
Yeah,
After you eat a cookie.
Exactly.
after the shortbread cookie.
Yeah.
I wonder
Oh, yeah.
why, because you got
Yeah, these are
vanilla
maple
cream
flavored.
stuck
Yeah.
to your teeth. Well, this has got a maple flavor. Yeah, no, that's the
Oh, I am smelling it now.
It's a darker color.
Which it should be if it's going to be a double oak,
A
which
double
means
oaked. It should be. Yeah.
it's aged longer in oak.
That's a lot smoother, this one. This is much smoother.
I didn't think the other one was not smooth. I think it just had a lot of complexity and
Long
character.
finish on one. This one is really smooth.
I think this one's probably be a lower proof point
I agree.
than that one.
Yeah. It's like baby brother.
Yeah. I'll say, hey, proof neutral. Pretty close to proof neutral. Maybe in like the 90s.
I agree.
I don't think that first one's proof neutral.
No, I thought the first one was proof plus.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 107. I don't know.
I,
That's my
that's
thoughts.
probably a good call. Yeah. This is good too.
Oh, yeah. I'm still getting the nice wood notes from it. I'm not getting as much char on this one. I'm getting more just like the oaky.
Yeah.
Boy, number one smells so freaking good.
For some reason, 4 reminds me of finished. But, I mean, that's technically in other wood also, but it imparts a different flavoring than
Right.
that char oak, which is what you're
Right.
saying. But
I'm wondering if there's a difference between one person or one distillery using a toasted charred barrel versus just another charred barrel,
Right.
Or the toast levels of before pre-char.
which would make a big difference,
Right.
And then you're also looking at region. Where is it?
Correct. Like, right? Is it American white oak?
Yeah.
Is it Spanish oak? Is there like some of those? They've been pulling, finishing double oak staves from different places lately. So
Yeah,
I also like both of these. I can't
I know.
complain.
This will be fun to figure this out.
And I'm feeling like I've had probably a good assortment of these.
There's one. I don't think I've tried. One was a fresh opening.
Fresh crack?
Fresh crack.
Ooh,
Yep.
very excited.
I know.
We've been opening fresh ones lately, and it's been like, okay, we gotta slow down again so we can start making room again. And
Right.
but I was getting yelled at because we had no more storage space in the basement, so I needed to clear up some more room.
Sure.
So just open more bottles.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah, no problem, babe.
Right.
It's got a nice finish on it though. It's not a long finish, but it is a nice finish. Like it kind of just slowly dissipates. It doesn't just stop.
Yeah, I've got to pick. I have a feeling it might be different, but who cares? It's my pick.
It's your pick.
Yeah.
And the whiskey is always at the time we found out it's like what time of year it is, what day it is, what you're feeling, what you've been snacking on.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Which is why I'm not even eating that little piece of cookie that you handed me, because I do want to keep this organic.
It's just a shortbread,
right?
So it'll just kind of cleanse your palate a little bit.
Just drink more bourbon.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I'll go ahead and pick here. Wow, when I tasted one, it was just a flavor bomb to me, and complex. When we kept going back to it, different notes we were taking out on it.
Yes.
I'm getting a big hint of like rye. Like I might have a double oak like rye.
Okay.
And to me, this is just throwing that flavor out there. And then I go over to 4, and it's like we made comments. It's just like its little brother, maybe just not as much rye, but it's still double oaked. You can get that, extra oak flavor off of it. And Joe, it probably is more smooth. And I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of both of these.
Yes.
However, I like ryes and I like full flavor. I when I have cigars, it's Maduro. It's full flavored cigars. I know we're gonna go out and have one after this.
That bad boy.
Yeah.
It's talking. It's
Right.
What are you gonna do, me?
So I'm gonna stick with what I tend to stick with, and that's the full flavor.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna stay with 1.
I'm gonna also go with 1. I think it feels like I said, a little bit upproof. The fruit notes were kind of coming out a little bit more on that one, so I kind of enjoyed that. But the char oak flavor, I think, really kind of rung in there, and you got that, and I enjoy that. Not saying 4 has any would say downsides or negatives at all. Like it was very tasty. But yeah, I would have to pick 1 out of this set.
Yeah, I am gonna go with 1 as well because I gotta tell you, I was very impressed with just, like you said, complexity. I wasn't thinking, it was like, bam, like, wow, there's all kinds of stuff going on in there. Like, I want to know what's in there now.
Right.
Like, I'm like, what is that?
I know.
Because that's really, really good. And and I would say, I would go further and I'd be like, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas evening. This is gonna be. I would go for this after we eat. Like this would be an awesome after dinner.
Hold up to all the oily food and all the casseroles, and still punch right through.
Now I don't know if I would drink this in the heat of the summer, but I could see certain times a year I would be all over that. That is a delicious. I haven't had something like that before. That's really, really good. That's really good.
Well, we'll hear it for glass 1.
I can't wait to find out what that is.
And you make such a great point, Joe, because through this process, I am finding out that when I'm tasting them, I'm like, oh, this will be good for this situation, and this will be good for this situation. Right. When those situations come up, and I'm like, what do I want to drink? Then I'm like, I remember when I had this, and it's like it would match this situation perfectly. Whatever it is, having a cigar, what kind of cigar you're having, what kind of meal you just had, what type of year it is.
Just like you pair a wine with the meal and the atmosphere, right? You pair your bourbon the same way.
Absolutely. So that's a great point.
It's amazing.
Fantastic point.
And 4 is very good. Like
it is.
Oh yeah,
not like it, but man, 1 was just like, bam.
Yeah, there's
there's everything's going on in that.
I feel like you could put 4 into a different episode and it could have won.
Yeah.
Just from as far as we're at right now, but like it's definitely like it's not a bad whiskey ad.
Right. And that's happened in the past. We've had some that are like, man, this thing just lost out. It's going to come back out and see if it can advance on its own accord. And so it might. So we'll just have to remember what that is and give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's good.
Yeah. Let's go over to 2.
I might want more of that after we're done here.
Absolutely. Just not too much of it because we have to save some.
No, I mean...
Oh, sure, with the cigar.
That'd be a really nice pairing tonight, wouldn't it? Hint, hint, wink, wink.
And two, I'm getting a lot more like an amber color than over the honey. Where it's
I
got
agree.
A little bit more like that orangey, ready kind of hints in it.
And what would change that? Just the temperature and
It'd be the oak, the char in the oak, how long it's been in
sure.
the secondary barrel, how long it's in the first barrel. You know, there's nothing saying you couldn't take a 4-year bourbon and put it in for 8 weeks and still call it a double oaked.
True.
You know, you could, but if you take a 8-year and throw it another year in a thing, you know,
Yeah.
make a big difference.
Definitely picks up more of that coloring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying the nose on all of these so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely get an apple on the nose on this one.
There's
like-
Becca's expertise.
Where would that apple originate from there, fella?
The hilly regions of Sandusky, right? Just out in Pennsylvania.
Oh, I love their apples. It's so good.
Sandusky has apples?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Isn't that where we build auto parts for the working class? Because was that in Sandusky?
Could have been.
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, yeah.
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
We build car parts for the
Now, I
working
could
class.
guarantee you.
But it's your bowl. Or was that Tommy Boy?
All classics.
I'm not getting a lot of baking spice, but I'm getting a proof on the nose for sure.
I went to the taste. This one's a very short finish, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But a ton of sweet.
I get that. I go to the cinnamon again.
Yeah.
Not a lot of oak.
No.
It's punchy. Right
So-
out the gate. Punchy.
Like a spice punch.
But like you said, it doesn't let. It's not hanging around very long.
Right. I was expecting more off the nose.
Yeah.
So. And the color.
But we did try that. What was it? We got that bottle was a double oaked from the Total Wine brand. Remember that one?
Yes.
And that one was kind of like a
You're right. Yeah, Becca even made a comment saying, it was good, but had she known that it was double oaked and then tasted it, she would have been disappointed with that flavor profile.
Correct.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna put a double oaked on a ship and send it around the world.
I got another bottle the other week. It was American Highway. And apparently they just put it on a
Pickup
truck
Drive around for
and
4 years?
drive from coast to coast.
Is it a diesel where the diesel?
No, like a semi, like in the trailer of a semi truck.
Let's just put them back of a train and just keep the
No
loop.
kidding. I mean, what came first, the ocean or the American Highway?
I don't know. Is that the one that has the almost looks like an old 50s sign?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Have you tried that one yet?
No.
Oh.
Until I realized I had a previous episode, we just did the Heaven's Door, and I was going to do all like Bob Dylan-esque bottles because I didn't realize I had 4 of the bottles.
Oh, okay.
So that was gonna make its way in as like a Route 66 like option.
That'd have been cool.
That would have been cool, but it'll make its way into an episode eventually. So I'd be curious to find out what that's like.
I have a fun bottle too that I want to bring for one of them. It's from like a super micro distillery,
Ooh,
the size of your house.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, their column still is like 8 feet tall, and it's all micro aged barrels.
Is it me or is this one a little bit light on the nose? Like I'm picking up.
Yeah, I'm not getting as much either, but now I don't know if my nose is just burnt out.
Yeah, we've been huffing bourbon pretty hard.
Exactly, and it's a thing. It does happen.
So I'm getting a little bit of oaky on the nose, which is a little bit more than I've been getting from the other ones.
Yes.
But to me, there's just I'm not. Just doesn't. Just not from a note standpoint. It's just not doing nothing for me right now.
Fair.
Like there's not much there, in my opinion. I smell a little bit, but it just seems like it's just kind of. It's like, hey, I'm here. For some of these other ones, like wham.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more grain forward than the other ones
might
were
be
for
right.
sure. And that's kind of why, like, it's hard to necessarily get a good smell on, like, a wheat smell or
Correct.
like a corn smell.
Yeah.
I just did the old hand rub test, and I'm getting that like just like corn,
Okay.
that corn smell. So I'm getting kind of just like grain forward.
Sure.
Have you tried it yet?
No,
Okay.
sorry, I'm lacking.
No, you've got a method and it's working. So,
I always try to do it the same, so it's easier for me to read my notes.
right.
So I always do nose, color, taste.
No, that's good to have a system. And I like to go back now. I mean, in previous episodes, you've done like retries, and it's like
Yeah.
something does change on it. I'm going to try 2 again.
That's on number 3. I'm getting a leather, which is very nice, almost like a light tobacco.
Yes.
On it. Those 2 flavor profiles are very similar, I feel like, a lot of times. But you get a little bit of that oak char that kind of leads towards a little more of a tobacco than a leather.
Yeah.
What?
It's going to be tough.
These two are really close together.
I think so.
I think they're really close on proof point.
I think, yes, they're both negative proof, I believe.
I don't know. I thought 2 was maybe a little bit punchier.
Yeah, but I think it's more spice.
Yeah, it's more
than
spice than proof. Yeah.
Like when you get like an Old Forester.
It's a lot different, though.
I don't know, but like when you get like one of those like Old Forester like select barrel proofs that's like 138 proof, and like you're like, I'm live. Like you know it's saying hello.
Your blood thins
Yes,
immediately.
it comes in without you welcoming it in.
Right.
It's there and it's fantastic.
You're like young Frankenstein. Like,
Yes, it's alive.
it's alive! Exactly.
It's got a really mellow spice on 3. Like it's not like I couldn't pick one. It just has like a little bit of those spices to it. But
I think 2 is going to be a little bit higher proof than 3.
okay, make a note. We can check when they get it.
Right.
Because I've definitely been wrong before. We have a bottle right now of the Penelope Toasted Marshmallow, and it's like 113 proof, and it drinks like it's 90,
Really?
but it tastes like it's 120. So it's all the flavor, none of the like the unpleasantries that come
Okay.
with like a high proof, and it's just delicious. So like I've had to go out and find extra bottles because we like are almost done with our first one.
See, I'm like kind of upset now because on a previous episode, Josh was talking about how he had the marshmallow, and he's like, don't get it because it's like, it just
I
tastes
will
like
have
marshmallow.
It doesn't taste anything like marshmallows at all.
I got to just find out for myself, I guess. I got to
should
go
come-
out.
You got
and-
one telling you.
Yeah.
We have an open bottle, right?
Because I've come across a couple of them, and it's like, no, Josh steered me away from it.
It is. Right now, it's the favorite in the household. Out of all of ours, that is like enough where I bought 2 backup bottles.
Now I got to try it.
It is really good.
I've threatened to have a Penelope episode, so it's going to have to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh yeah. Darn. Oh shucks.
Shucks.
Gee golly, mister. Don't make me do it.
This is a tough decision.
Yeah,
is.
I'm struggling with this one.
When you go back and forth between the 2 on the nose, I'm getting like a lot more like leathery, oaky notes on 3, a lot more sweet, sugary notes on 2. So it's kind of like gin.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
And
tough.
and because they're at a similar price point or proof point,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, you can't have that be the tiebreaker.
I know. And they have a very similar finish. It's
Yes,
like a very nice, smooth, progressive finish.
Yep, I wrote down short finish, smooth. Mm-hmm. But I do think 2 is a little more punchy. And
Is that the one you're taking?
yeah,
Okay.
Yep, I'm going to go 2.
Yeah. I just finished tasting 3, coming off of 2, and I actually kind of went that route as well. I'm like, okay, this does have a little bit of a finish that just kind of something stood out where I'm like, I think I prefer the other one. So
You're taking.
taking 2.
It's going to be unanimous. I do like that fruit forwardness on that one a little bit at the moment.
Yeah.
But like as we said before about the other way, none of them are bad.
Right. No, this is a tough decision.
Those are the best episodes.
This is really, we're spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Isn't that neat how that happens? I mean,
spot on.
potentially we feed off of each other. There's a potential for that.
Yeah,
but we try not to.
Right,
Like,
and that's why I take notes.
I honestly don't care what you say.
I mean, I'm still.
I don't care what
I'm
you
still
say.
Like, the hell with you guys. I don't see no
Right.
flowers in here. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
You're like, you said
Flowers?
carnations and lilacs, and I just see whiskey. I don't know what's going
Where's
on.
the oak? I don't see it.
There's a tree.
Well, you can tell by how we're acting that there's alcohol in there.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've been just breathing in so much of it.
That's
It
true.
skips
Yeah,
the whole
we-
everything.
Yeah, we've been nosing a lot.
So, just so I make sure I got this right, we're going 1 against 2, correct?
Mm.
1 against 2, and we're going to go and get 3 and 4, and we'll talk about them.
All right, sounds good.
So we're back, and we're going to reveal what glass 4 was. And,
No way.
Oh,
that is a heavy hitter that just lost out to glass 1.
And that's one of my favorites.
Now, we did say it had a
Wow.
good flavor profile. The nose was...
Yeah.
We just happened to just pick one a little more... Just a stronger punch on the tongue.
And what's interesting, I'm looking back at my notes now, and I have smooth, more simple than 1, short finish, proof neutral, and the last comment I wrote down was nice.
90 proof.
4.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
negative.
I think I said it. It's the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, 90 proof. Joe, you say you're not a fan of Woodford Reserve.
Not the regular. I like the double.
I like everything about Woodford Reserve. Whether it's Woodford Reserve, whether it's Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, whether it's their master blend.
Have you tried their weeded? And they have a weeded and a malt.
I have not tried that.
Those are pretty nice too.
Okay.
Yeah, and they usually are really available now for like $30 a bottle.
Oh, really?
So totally worth trying.
Yeah. I think it's their grain profile that really sets it. It starts it at just such a pleasant, approachable taste.
Yeah.
And then they give it whether the weeded grain,
Right.
mash bill, or
I think it's because their distillery is gorgeous.
it really is.
Their Rickhausen distillery is
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
That is.
Aw. Nobody saw that.
Off with the head.
Right. It's a French Revolution over
Yes.
here. Tale of Two Cities. All right, so then we go back
Number
to
3.
glass 3 was
Jefferson's
Jefferson's Reserve.
Twin Oaked.
And I was actually going to make a comment that I thought between 2 and 3, I thought it might be like the Old Forester 1910 and the Jefferson's Twin Oak, which before this episode started, Adam, you kind of pulled up this little factoid about
Yeah, it's,
the Jefferson's
it was
Twin
kind of
Oak.
cool. So they have like a grooved staves that they do for their secondary, and they do a heavy toast and a light char on those. But it's supposed to give more surface area to give a little bit more flavor imparted on the.
Oh, so the grooves are actually what's touching the,
Yes.
the alcohol,
Yes.
touching the bourbon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So like instead of just being a flat,
Surface.
surface, it's going to have more ripples. And when they go to do the toast and char, it's going to be a little bit, more surface for that whiskey to touch.
Is it more like a corduroy type of ridges, or are they deeper grooves, or don't
says,
you know?
It says a wavy. So
Okay.
like I would imagine it's probably got to at least be thick enough and wide enough to hold up to the charring process.
Sure.
So it probably like a half inch or so. at
That's true,
least.
because if it was just corduroy, it would just kind of
Right, it would just
char out.
Yeah, and fall apart.
Right.
And we don't want that.
Right.
Or maybe we do. I don't know.
Maybe,
Someone
yeah.
make it.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's one of the things they're trying to do with that one. And again, I know like they said last episode that we did the Woodford Reserve, they do a heavy toast with a light char, and that's kind of the same thing with this one.
Right.
How they do that. But the wavy grooves in the barrels was like their cool thing, which I found very interesting.
That is cool. I'll just read this real quick if I have enough lighting and if my glasses work, because it's pretty small writing. And I'll show you what it says so you can read along with me. Our custom designed wave barrel creates an innovative and unique environment to finish our fully mature Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. The proprietary flash charred toasted grooved staves increase the surface area of the barrel, allowing more bourbon to come in contact with the oak. The result is a seasoned double-barreled whiskey that is both smooth and well-balanced.
Yeah, I would agree.
They're not lying.
No,
They're not lying about that. And that does come in at a a 90.2 proof.
Yeah.
Which we were saying,
Proof negative.
Proof negative.
Yep, that's
Yep.
what I wrote down.
Yeah.
So we're like, see, I like 100 as like the Bourbon bond proof. It's like, it's a good measuring stick.
I do too.
Yeah.
And had one of these been, that would have been the deciding factor.
Yes.
But since they were both proof negative,
Right.
you're just going off the taste, which
Right.
is good too. So,
Yeah. I do like both of them have a very nice bottling. They're both different, I think, a little bit than the regular ones. The label looks different on the Jeffersons, and then the bottle itself is different than the standard Woodford. So
You're
they
right.
stand out.
yep.
But like color wise, I'm looking through them right now and like very similar.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, the cork on the Jeffersons is just taller than the typical Jeffersons. It's almost, I don't know, regal, it looks. I know. Fancy.
Fancy.
Twin oak.
Okay, one versus two.
I'm looking forward to going back to
my
one.
God. I know.
I'm such a fan. Oh, it's just bread. It's like, who's been baking bread in my house all day? This glass.
I'm getting now the second coming back to it. I'm getting like a cherry pastry.
Okay. Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, the pastry's standing out more for me. I mean, that's the breading I'm getting. That was involuntary.
It's so good though. It is. It is really just a tasty pour.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't be mad if one of my buddies like, dude, I got a bottle. You should come over, have some whiskey.
Yeah,
and
try
these
this
are their
thing.
options. I'd be like, oh, we're having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's blind.
Oh yeah.
You'd be like, tell me now,
Like,
what is this?
What is this?
What is this?
Yeah. Oh, one thing too. I think availability for these two is like pretty available everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I would agree.
Which is very handy on tasting.
That is, and I love that you pointed that out because sometimes we're tasting things that you cannot find anywhere.
Or they come out once a year.
Yes.
Or you got to be in a certain part of the country. But I think, pretty sure these two you can get just about anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
I still think they should put this one on a ship and send it around the world.
Ooh,
Double oak.
yeah, double oak
Oceans?
ocean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there.
It's so hard to pick between these two. It is.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah, I mean, going back to 2 again, it's a little more sweet than I remember it because I think it was like 2 and 3 were kind of similar with their sweetness,
Yeah.
and now, yeah, going from 1 to 2, you're noticing that sweetness because it's going against something that has, I think, a really high rye content, and so then you're going back to a more corn centric.
Yes. More pure bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I do have my choice, but I think that they are still both very tasty. I know that's been a reoccurring theme
Yeah.
this whole one,
No.
but
Yeah. This has been a pretty
it's a good episode.
enlightening episode. This is so good. So if anybody wants to start, then whoever doesn't agree with them will go next.
Okay.
That way, if there is a tiebreaker that's needed, it'll happen.
You want to go?
I can go.
Okay.
Number one for me and it was an easy pick. It's like I go from 1 to 2, and I'm like, what happened to this one?
Yeah.
Like, because this has got so much. Number 1 has just got so much in it. There's just a lot going on in there. Not that 2 is bad. I know I say that a lot, but this one just. I mean,
It's
I
more
don't think it's fair. This
Yeah.
is that to me that much more interesting to me.
Fair.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I picked 1. I think you could water 1 down to get to the level of 2, but you would experience 10 other different bourbons by the path that you
Yeah.
took from getting from there to there.
That's a great
So it's
point.
essentially you're taking a bottle that you have 10 options in to get to 1 option of 2.
Yeah.
And that's why I do like the high proof stuff. You can water it down to your preference, and that's why it's like
That's all they do, anyways.
That's right. Yeah. So that's why I like the high proof stuff. You can water it down and follow that journey and have all these different bourbons in it. So I picked 1.
I am also gonna take 1. I think It's a little more got a little more zest on it. I think it's a little more complicated. There's a little more stuff. Again, not saying 2 isn't great, but like I think 1 just kind of holds up a little bit better against 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it just popped me in the face. Like, wow, I didn't realize there could be this much different.
I'm
flavor
excited. I'm really
profiles
excited
in
to
it.
see what these 2 are.
I'm really excited
like,
too.
What is it? Yeah. Like from the very beginning, I was like, what is that one? That's
And I love the word zest because it was zesty.
yeah, it's zesty.
I mean, it's like I love it.
I
So
feel
we're
like
gonna
my palate is widening.
yes.
Well, we went through the class.
We
You
did.
know, we're going through tasting. We're going through nosing.
But I didn't take the test yet.
Right, that's true. I need to write a book though of like words I use. So then like you can just number page 14, paragraph 3, section 3, and then
Region of apples.
correct.
Well,
Well,
the
marzipan.
The fact that we've been like unanimous on a bunch of this,
Yeah,
you're passing a verbal
it's pretty
exam
cool.
right now.
right.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like you're passing the driving portion of the driving test, and you're doing great.
No kidding.
Even
Right.
parallel park today.
I haven't hit the curb.
Yes.
That's a first. You should hear how many accidents he's had.
Oh boy.
Another episode. Let's go find out what these
Yes,
are.
please.
All right, we are back. We're going to show the reveal. First, the runner-up one was glass 2, and that is
Ooh,
an Old Forester 1910,
love that one.
an old fine whiskey. Out of the whiskey row options, this has been my favorite. And
Yeah.
so Old Forester, I don't know, Joe, if you know, but they have different bands, and they're different color bands on here, and they'll show different proofs. And so they'll have like a 1910, a 1920,
Yep.
1847.
They name them after all of different timelines of important
Yeah.
things happen to the company at
Right.
those times from Brow Foreman.
Exactly.
Cool.
So this one's actually double oaked in the sense that, well, I'll read it. In 1910, a fire on Whiskey Row led to Old Forester being rebarreled into heavily charred barrels. This double-barreled expression follows the same process as the original Old Fine Whiskey. So
So it was really cool because when you're at the distillery, they go through it and they actually have a bottle of that original at the distillery in a case.
wow.
Yes.
Never to be opened.
No, it's like half drink. Yeah.
Wow.
But it's super cool. So they had a fire in the storage house, and would take too long to roll the barrels out. So what they ended up doing was just popping the barrels and putting them into new barrels on the river or the railroad that's like right next to them, like next to the distillery. So then they took that and put it put another rick house to store it there, like somebody else's, right? While they're rebuilding their stuff, they kind of forgot about it. And then they went to go bring it back and like, oh, hey, look, whiskey. And then that's when they double barreled it. And that's how that accidentally happened to be the first double oaked whiskey.
That is so cool.
That's cool.
I know. So many accidents in history that make something.
Ice House
Right.
beer is another example. That was an accident.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Like that was a complete screw up.
I heard chimichanga was an accident too, right? Wasn't it like someone dropped a burrito into like a deep fryer?
Right?
Penicillin.
Right?
There's a lot of important things that happen because of uh-ohs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So every mistake is an opportunity.
Absolutely. And you know, that's a great point in life though.
Yes.
Like when you think you're down and out, it's like learn from it.
Yes.
Get back on that horse, keep going.
Yep.
You know, just learn from it. Don't let that happen again.
Who would have known the mold on top of cheese would be the cure to some disease?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Just mix it up with some swamp water and pump it into the vein and
Send it out.
problem solved.
There we go. Yeah. Let's start doing it. You guys mentioned you really like the cheese that I offered. Hopefully it wasn't mold on top of it. They've already been there, done that, so I don't need to do that again. And we're going to find out what the winner of this episode was.
Oh,
And
hold on. Quick though.
Yes.
Availability on this one is everywhere.
Thank you very much. It is everywhere.
It's everywhere and it's not super expensive. I mean, so
I actually
far,
still have
none
a
of them-
price tag on there.
Yeah, someone says 57. I think that's right about where these are hitting.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, it just any liquor store, most grocery stores even carry that one.
Right.
Just like those two.
I agree.
Which
Yep.
is fantastic.
It is because I think I know what this one is, and it's going to be like double the price of this.
I'm guessing it has to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So what's revealed is a Peerless Double Oak Rye Whiskey. Now, Peerless, they do have a double oak bourbon.
I have that one. That one is one of my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have not tried that. This, to me, I think might beat that, though. We need a Peerless episode. I just picked up the Peerless Toasted.
We do need a Peerless. I'll bring mine. You bring yours.
Nice. And
My
I
people
have
talk to your
the
people.
original bourbon Peerless, too.
Oh, we perfect then.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
great.
got
It's gonna be
4.
a great episode,
Yes.
just like this one.
I agree. Because
Yes.
Peerless
They're really good.
is delicious.
They are at a harder to find, and they are at a higher price point.
Yeah. We would have a trouble, though, if we had 2 episodes with the Peerless Double Oak Rye winning. that'd be
That's
troublesome.
fair. That's fair. Maybe just drink them.
There we go. Let's do that. But this is a $120 bottle, 120.
Yep.
But it drinks like it.
Yes.
Like,
Like we said, it's plus proof, right?
yeah.
And we're getting that awesome baking spice, like we were saying, like was it the like a cherry bakery item.
Yep.
You know, like all those things, and I think you get that.
You
for
do.
sure out of this one.
110 proof. So it was
Plus proof.
a plus proof. Mm-hmm. And you definitely get the wood out of it. Like,
Yeah.
it's a strictly sweet mash, barrel proof, no water added. So they're just taking it right out of the barrel and then
Zesty.
bottling it.
That is, I mean, there's a reason why that bottle's more expensive. I mean,
Yeah,
you
a
can
lot less
taste
bottles too.
You can taste it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
can
whole
get,
lot
like-
going on in that thing.
I think you get 2/3 more basil hands out of a barrel
Oh.
compared to this one.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
And Peerless alone is kind of catches a little higher price point. You know,
does.
you do get just kind of brands that just kind of are just a little more expensive.
I'll
do
be
think
honest,
it's a
I've never heard of
smaller-
them.
I do think it's a smaller distillery.
I think that's why. Yeah. Oh, you've never heard of Peerless?
No,
Hmm.
I have not.
Well, now you have.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I've
and now
learned
you
about it.
And now you know why.
Yeah.
Next sales meeting, guess what?
Oh yeah, company.
Company's gonna buy me.
Yes. Expense
I'm
item.
gonna find this one somewhere. Yep.
No, you can find it. I mean, the availability is there, but you're paying for it too.
Yes.
I mean, the reason it does sit on shelves sometimes is because of the price.
Well, and sometimes you'll find 1 or 2 of these, 12 of these, 12 of these, 12 of these.
Correct.
You know,
Yep. You're right.
I think the right one won though.
I think so too.
They're all double oak stuff, but it's like, wow.
Well, and it's how long are they in each barrel? Like Woodford does, I think it's a year in their secondary aging barrel. I don't know how long Old Foe and Jefferson's does it, and I definitely don't know how long these guys do it.
Right.
But like, you know, that all depends on how long they've been in the secondary barrel, what the toast char levels are in the secondary barrel, you know. But they're all very good.
You're right. Now this is 1 against 4. I'm just like looking at the color difference.
You still have some left?
A little bit.
I saved my last one for the right now.
My 1 and 2 and 4 are gone. The only one I have left was the 3 that I actually have left.
Which
So
was the-
good.
yeah.
And going back to 4, the Woodford Reserve, that is no slouch either. I think that might have beat 2 or 3. Like, I think that comes in second. But that's just me.
I'm surprised at how different those two really are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
And that's just the fact that it's a rye,
unbelievable.
too.
Yeah.
Like the rye.
I even think that their regular, just double oak bourbon peerless would be they're very different than that one. It is just as
Okay.
much like I am a double oaked leather
Sure.
char bourbon. Like it's a hit you in the face. Like hello. Like,
Yeah.
And I love that. I keep
No
saying
kidding.
Like the big oaky, and it's big oaky.
Good stuff.
I know. Now I want to have you bring that over and try it. It sounds delicious. I mean, this is delicious.
Yes.
We took some heavy hitters, we put them together, and we figured out which one came out on top. And we think you would agree if you actually have these in your house and you want to compare them like we did. Feel free to do that. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next episode.
Later.
Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe. My lips just getting away.
Kind of sounded
How's
like
your guy?
110 proof. Blah, 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 blah.
Are you
You
Irish?
sound like,
Get down. She's coming to her.
you know who you reminded me of for a second there is Evan Almighty.
Oh yeah.
In the first one, he's like, that fucking scene of that movie, I could not stop laughing when Jim Carrey fucked with that guy.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely brilliant.
I wish you could put that one and somehow blend it with the one from Anchorman. He's like, my tiny little nipple.
Oh yeah, he just keeps reading it. The guy's like, shut it off. He'll read the whole thing.
Stop it! He only reads the prompter. Did he say like, and fuck you, San Diego, right?
And, yeah, and up your ass or whatever he said. Oh.